Do you ever find yourself taking your abstract painting too seriously? Like you're just overthinking things, or you're just worrying too much, or you're just wondering what other people will think about it? That happens quite a bit. I've been teaching painting for about 20 years now, and one of the most common things with my students is that they make abstract painting too serious. They don't know how to have fun. So in this video, I'm going to teach you about why we should be having more fun in our abstract painting and how it can actually improve your artwork and help you find your own unique artistic voice. Now, I'm Andrea from Santa Fe Painting Workshops, and I teach online and in-person classes. I have an online abstract painting course called Abstraction Beyond Boundaries. Through the years, I've had many different students, from total beginners to advanced students who are trying to dig deeper into their abstract practice. And what I find is that many of them don't know how to tap into that fun, playful nature. And so that's why I want to make this video today, because I know there are many other artists out there who are struggling with the same thing. So first of all, let's talk about what it looks like. So I can just think about my workshops and I can see the student who is tense, their body is tense, they're staring at the blank canvas for a long time, they're not moving forward in their artwork. They have a tight grip on the brush or a furrowed brow. And I often wonder what happened to that little kid who loved to just play and have fun and choose the brightest color in the crayon box. Because kids don't worry about making good art, they just make art. I think about my own kids when they were toddlers and I would paint with them, and they would just put any color on and throw it on there and work and work and work for like 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden it was like, I'm done. They just knew when it was done. And I get inspired myself to think, what would I paint like if I was a toddler? How would that loosen up my process even more? The thing is, kids are curious, playful, and they love to experiment. So that's what you want to tap into when you're making art. So somewhere along the way, we started to believe that art has to meet some impossible standard. Like art needs to be perfect and beautiful, and it needs to be gallery worthy, or it's not art. And that's where I think some of the play has gone away. It's also been ingrained in us that art is just for kids and having fun is for kids and adults are serious. And so that is how most people function. But the reality is, when you're having fun, you actually learn more. Those synapses make connections much more easily when you're having fun. And it's one of the reasons why in the Montessori method, kids actually learn through play, and they learn through play for many, many years. So let's use this to our advantage as abstract artists. Now, luckily, abstract painting out of any other style is the best suited for you to play, be playful, and have fun. It encourages you to try different tools and try different ideas, and it lets you stop worrying so much and lets you tap into that more intuitive, playful mind frame. By the way, just give a quick like on this video. It helps my channel a lot. Thank you so much. So let's talk about what actually happens when you're having fun in your painting process. Number one, the process becomes more enjoyable. This might seem really obvious, but it's true. Painting feels more enjoyable when we're letting ourselves have fun and experiment and play. You start seeing painting as a joyful practice, not a chore. We don't dread going to the studio, we get excited for it. One of my favorite quotes is by Gwen Fox, and she says, "Get in the studio and play. Put on some fabulous music and tell yourself you get to paint." It is amazing how our mind shifts when we change that little word got to get. Change your O to an E. It works every time. So I want you to start saying that. I get to paint today. Yay, I get to paint today. How exciting. Let me have fun and let me enjoy the process. And actually, I like to use that for anything in my life. I get to pick up my kids from school today. I get to go to the grocery store today. It actually puts us more into a place of gratitude, and that's certainly helpful for our mental health. Now, another thing about how fun it can help abstract painting is that it allows you to take more creative risks. Creative risks are really important because it encourages you, again, to think outside the box. The usual box is paintbrush and certain colors, right? But it allows you to think, what is it like to use my fingers, to use my shoe, to use this cotton ball that I have here? It lets you use bolder colors, bolder marks. And the thing is, those risks often lead to exciting discoveries. I like to say that when you're playing it safe, like your painting's gonna look safe, right? And it's gonna be perhaps kind of boring. But when you push yourself, when you do the thing that feels kind of scary in your painting, then you can really discover some unique things. And sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes the big risk is a failure. And I've had that happen to me before. And there are plenty of times when I am at a painting and I know I need to change it a lot and take a risk. And I think, oh, this is scary. I don't want to do it. But I do it anyway, because I know that usually it turns out to be a better painting. And I can always wipe it out if I hate what I just did. So that leads me to this. Your paintings actually get better when you have more fun. When you stop overthinking and allow yourself to play, your instincts kind of take over. Your compositions loosen up, your colors sing, your marks all seem to flow with each other. And there's a flow in your work that viewers can see. And your work naturally improves because of that. The next thing is that having fun while you're painting allows you to develop your own unique voice. So if you are just being tight and copying what someone else has done, or doing paintings based on the abstract artistic movements in art history, you're staying safe and close in your own art world that's already been sort of established, right? But when you have fun and you experiment and you take risks and you do new things and you just use the colors you want to use and you use the format and the size of surface and you paint on what you want to paint on, now we're starting to get to your unique voice. Now we're starting to drill down into you more. So that's where we want to be. You want to discover something new, not just rehash something that's been done before. Another thing about having fun is that you enter a flow state. So when you are experimenting, having fun, being loose, free, being like a child, you start to flow. Colors flow, you don't question things, you're not even in your brain at all. And studies actually show that play and joy are key to accessing flow. And flow is often where your best work comes from. So here's how flow and fun go hand in hand. So the flow is a psychological state where you feel fully immersed in what you're doing. You lose sense of time, you forget to eat, you forget you're hungry, you forget you had to go to the bathroom, you are fully immersed. A lot of times you're very relaxed and you're super focused. So we want to tap into that because that's the best place for making art, is that right brain mode. It's when we are seeing things and how they go together, and we're seeing the big picture. It's not that left brain analytical that can pop over sometimes. So being in that right brain flowy place is best for our art making practice. We want to get out of analysis and we want to get into just flowing into what our heart wants to create. And also, when you approach painting with curiosity as opposed to having pressure, what happens is your brain relaxes, your creativity opens up, your intuition leads the way, and that's when the magic actually happens. So let's talk about how you can have more fun in your painting practice. I'm going to give you some tips here, but I actually have a guide with a lot of different tips for how to have more fun in your artistic process, and it's called Break Free and Breathe. And it's a PDF and it's usually a paid product. Usually my students who are enrolled in my Abstraction Beyond Boundaries course get it, but because you're watching this video and you probably need it, it's free for you. It's in the link below. So just check out the description below this video and you will see the link to that PDF. So the first thing I want you to do is forget the paintbrush. I want you to use anything else besides a paintbrush to make your painting. So walk around your house and just see what you can use to make a painting tool. Get creative and look around what will make interesting marks in your paint. The next thing is to paint like a kid. Close your eyes and just say, okay, I'm in my toddler self. What would that toddler do? What colors would they choose? What tools would they use? Would they use their fingers? What would they paint? I want you to tap into that to get into that sort of uninhibited, intuitive mode. Now, if you feel a little pressured from someone in your life who doesn't support your painting process, keep it private. Work in a sketchbook that can be closed after each session. There's no need to share this work with anyone else if this is a new thing for you and you don't feel supported. Here's the deal. When you let go of this idea that your painting needs to look a certain way, that it needs to be perfect, that it needs to be beautiful even, you actually stop the flow of your creativity and you don't have as much fun. So next time you feel yourself putting pressure on yourself and being mad about the fact that it looks ugly and thinking that you don't know how to paint, I want you to take a deep breath and ask, what would be fun right now? And then just do it. Do that thing, whatever. What would be fun right now? Maybe it's going to collage instead. Maybe it's drawing something instead. Follow that voice. You know what's best for your creative process. Because when you prioritize fun, creativity follows naturally. That is where your best work lives. In the comments below, let me know, do you get too serious about your artwork? Are there some tricks that you do to make painting more fun? What are some fun tools or methods or techniques you've tried to have a more enjoyable process in the studio? Now, if this is not the first video of mine you watched, please hit the subscribe button. I've got a lot of great videos like this, so hit subscribe and you will know when the latest videos come out. I want you to go into your next painting and I want you to try one of those techniques. Try one of the techniques from the Break Free and Breathe PDF. Remember, that free guide is right below the description box, and let us know in the comments how that went. All right, hope you have a great day. Take care. If you like this video, then I'm pretty sure you're going to love these, so check these out next.